Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. Herschel Walker closes gap with Senator Warnock. Now leads by 3 points in Georgia's Senate poll. Oh, yeah. Walker believes his boost in the polls is because people want to change in Washington. That's probably part of it. And the other part is Warnock is an ultra-progressive Democrat. He's got the personality of an egg. Let's read on. Of course, there's a lot of, to backtrack a little, there's a lot of senators in Washington with the personality of an egg, so I guess maybe that's not so bad. The Senate race in Georgia appears to be shifting back in the GOP's favor, according to a new poll that shows Herschel Walker as the favorite in the midterm election over incumbent Raphael Warnock. Well, technically he's an incumbent. He's been there less than 9 months. An Insider Advantage Fox 5 Atlanta poll. Now, that might be accurate. I'm not sure how local polls are in the Atlanta area, how accurate they are, if they go by registered voters, likely voters, if they're skewed Democrat. Poll released Thursday suggests Walker has taken the lead in the Georgia race, one of the most closely watched Senate races in the nation, with the football legend receiving 47% support from voters in the Palm Beach state over Warnock's 44% support. Now, that's 91% there. That only means 9% are undecided. That's fairly low. The latest poll shows a 2-point increase for Walker and a 4-point decrease in Warnock's support since the July poll. A major shift in the race with just 2 months before the midterm elections. Walker shared Wednesday on Fox News Hannity why he believes he's getting a boost above his Democratic opponent in several polls. The reason is I'm getting out and meeting the people. I'm talking to the people, and the people are speaking. You know, they spent over $50 million against me, but the race is still tied, Walker told host Sean Hannity. Walker went on to highlight why he feels Georgia is in need of a new Senate leadership. Now, a lot of people know, some don't. Herschel Walker goes way back with President Trump. They've been friends long before Donald Trump was president. In fact, my understanding is that Herschel Walker, babysat Trump's kids when they were young. That's how far back they go. And if you remember those football fans out there, the U.S. Football League, the USFL, that was played in the summertime that eventually folded. Herschel Walker ended up playing for the New Jersey Generals, I believe, which was owned by Donald Trump. So they go way back. So he's going to get a lot of help from Trump, maybe, or a Trump PAC to really push this. And I want to emphasize to all you conservative people and Republicans out there, insane independents, and a few sane Democrats that are left even. Just because Walker started to take the lead does not mean you hold up. This is when you push harder. When you have somebody on the run. You know, he who fights and runs away, well, don't let him run away. Why do you have to keep beating the same person 3 or 4 times? Finish him off. Finish them off when you're in control and you have a commanding lead or starting to lead is when you want to push harder. He says that Warnock believes in high taxes. He believes in open borders. He voted to put men and women's sports, and that's not what the Georgian people want. The Georgian people want someone they can trust, someone they can trust in as Herschel Walker. I'm not a big Warnock fan. I think he's one of the epitome of the progressive grifter. I mean, he just is. Most of them are. Most of the big shot Democrats have very little real accomplishments in their lives. Look at a guy running in Pennsylvania. He's absolutely accomplished nothing his entire life. Warnock is winning among young voters and seniors. That's the surprising part, the seniors. The seniors are the old school Democrats. The old baby boomer Democrats, like I used to be. I'm on the tail end of the baby boomers. I'll be 66 this November. I left the Democrat Party years ago. In fact, I was a local elected official as a Democrat, and I left the party. They still think the Democrat Party that they grew up with as a boomer is still there. That party doesn't exist anymore, and they just can't bring themselves to vote for a Republican. Well, the Republican Party has changed as well, but for the better. With younger voters and seniors see trails badly among those 40 to 64. Men support Walker at 60%, while women support Warnock at 55%. I thought Warnock would do a little better among women. Apparently not. Walker is receiving 12% of support for the African-American respondents. In Georgia, should be higher. It should be higher, said Insider Advantage Chairman Matt Towery among the poll results. With only 4% undecided, this race could very well be headed to a general election runoff, given the facts there seems to be few points among the various demographics up for grabs. So that means you have to change hearts and minds of the other side. That's a lot harder. After months of going back and forth, Warnock agreed to debate Walker in October. Okay, well, they didn't say when in October, but the poll shows Democratic gubernatorial nominee and former state representative Stacey Abrams, who still hasn't, by the way, conceded that she lost the governor's race, is trailing incumbent Brian Kemp in the race for the governor's mansion. Kemp leads in every age group in the survey. Well, we gotta, even though I'm not a huge Kemp fan, I gotta give a little applause for that. He receives right at 10% of the African-American support and a rather astonishing 68% of white voters surveyed. Abrams has an impressive 54% of female voters. That should be higher, too. I don't think that's that impressive. Well, Kemp receives 63% from men. The poll was conducted on January 6th through the 7th with a margin of error of 4.2 percentage points. That's, I'm telling you right now, Georgia, in Southwest, there's a couple of races. Pennsylvania are up for grabs. I'm telling you right now, it's a big deal. Now, if and when the Republicans take over the House and say by a miracle the Democrats hold on to the Senate, where we have 50-50 anyway, which is basically control because the president's the tiebreak. Would that be the end of the world? No. But the thing of it is, though, nothing gets to the president's desk, i.e. in this case Biden, that he would have to veto. Something that was really, really good. Some substantial, positive legislation that came out of the Senate and the House. It'll never get to the president's desk unless the Republicans take the Senate and the House. And they all know that, of course. They don't need me to tell them. But it's so much more advantageous. And on top of that, just having hearings, which I pray to God come after the Republicans take over the House, to investigate just what the hell happened with the Russia hoax, the spying on presidential campaigns and candidates, and the arrests being made for people that work for a former president. That's third world country crap. And if they have Senate hearings and House hearings, there's going to be a lot of unrefrigerated fish exposed, and there's going to be hell to pay. And it'll probably take a good year and a half, which will lead up to the 2024 race. So I'm delighted. Herschel, you've got to keep pressing. Dr. Oz, you've got to keep pressing. They say Rubio is close, but I don't believe it. But all the Republicans running for the Senate, act like you're going to lose by one vote. Keep pushing, 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 pushing. We need a result that'll send the progressives back a decade, hopefully longer. And those of you out there that think, well, the Republicans are ahead, I'll stay home, they'll say, well, this is the most important election in your lifetime. And you keep hearing that over and over. This very well might be. If not, is definitely in the top 5. Do not stay home. Do not think that your side is going to win. You have to go out and vote. Bring at least 3 to 5 people with you. Give them a ride. Say you'll even pay for dinner. Go out later. Bring them to vote first. Do what you have to do to get these people off their asses and vote. And that's about the only spiel that I have, because that's all we have left to do. We have to try. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.